So today in this video, this is the full review of the Emoko C94. I'm going to be covering the speed, suspension, the brakes, everything you need to know about this e-bike in this video. So let's get to it. Well, of course, I did have to do a speed test on this. Let's see what that 750 watt motor can do. Okay, so let's do a speed test on the C94. This is fully unlocked. I will, of course, do a P settings video for this e-bike, but for now, let's see what speed it can get me up to. We'll use throttle only and we'll use the higher gear. Oh, love the throttle design on this e-bike. Very nice. Feels really nice quality, not so cheap. Whoa, straight off the bat we are already at 45. Whoa, 46. Let me just slow down for 1 second. I need to really... Okay, let's go again. Got up to speed very quick there, I wasn't watching. 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 46, still going. Whoa, 50, there we go, 50 kilometers an hour. Whoa, oh, wow. Well, take a look. For cruise control automatically kicks in. So as you can see there, it outputs 50 kilometers an hour, no problem at all. But don't worry, because if you live in a country where the speed has to be lower than that, you can do that by adjusting the P settings on this to the maximum speed that you want. I will do a full video on the P settings, so don't worry about that. But 50 kilometers an hour on an e-bike like this is definitely a bonus. With speeds of 50 kilometers an hour, you need good braking. Take a look. 180 millimeter disc rotors on this with that full hydraulic XOD braking. How does it perform? Let's do a brake test. Let's pedal. Is there any ghost pedaling on this? Not a lot of ghost pedaling, which is a bonus, so we're going 40 kilometers an hour here. Let's do an emergency stop. 1, 2, 3. Oh, phenomenal. So even in an emergency situation, if you're going to higher top speed, even going downhill on wet ground, because you have those huge 20-inch tires on this, which, as you can take a look there, they have huge chunky treads on them, you will be able to stop with confidence. And that is what you need on a powerful e-bike like this. On top of that, I did, of course, test out the suspension. To be honest, it's quite difficult to bottom out the suspension on this here, and it's very comfortable. Plus, on top of that as well, you have those tires there with that extra cushioning. Plus, you do have kind of a cushioning as well on the saddle. So from a comfort standpoint, it's absolutely excellent. I will do a spec breakdown at the end of the video and then we'll talk about the value. But let's check out the suspension. Can I bottom out the suspension? No. Suspension is very chunky on the e-bike. With those huge 20-inch tires as well. It's very, very comfortable. So, very nice to see. This bike is packed full of features, to be honest, compared to, well, the C93 was a fantastic e-bike as well, but this has a few added bonuses. But I must say, comfortability, it's ridiculous. Just take a look at that, bouncing up and down, nice and spongy. What more could you want? This bike is perfect for so many people. So you have a really nice handlebar design, slight curvature here. You, of course, have very nice buttons here, and to turn on the e-bike, you simply hold down this button, then your display comes on. To change the gears, you have plus and minus. So plus, of course, 5th gear will give you the highest one possible. You, of course, have your light switch here, which gives you that really cool LED light there. That is very nice. Plus, of course, you have a rear LED on the back here. Very nice to see. You have a very loud horn. Grips are okay. You could upgrade the grips if you want. They are a tiny bit hard to the touch, but they do the job. XOD braking here. As well, actually, with the display, when you press the I button, it actually tells you your voltage. So I wrote this pretty hard today and it's still at 53 volts because you have a 48 volt 35 amp hour battery. I'll talk about the spec in a few minutes and then the value, but overall that is absolutely phenomenal considering how hard I've been going with the bike. 7 Shimano gears, thumb throttle, very nice feel. I really do like that. You can, if you want, disconnect the thumb throttle and leave it completely off the bike and pedal with your feet if your country does not allow for thumb throttle. So again, another option from Emoko. You, of course, have collapsible handlebars if you want. The bike also folds in half, which is another tick. Frame, nice small discreet frame design. Big huge grab handle here, perfect to, I guess, put a really good lock around it. At the back here as well, frame is quite strong, so another locking point. Battery is removable, a great security feature as well if you're afraid of something happening to it. Pedals, are also collapsible. So again, another nice point from Emoko. Take a look at this huge kickstand. Very, very nice. Back racking, excellent, absolutely excellent. Plus that really nice side racking there. They've really thought about a delivery driver standpoint. Huge battery, excellent racking, suspension, saddle. Just take a look at this really nice soft texture here. By the way, this is where the controller is kept. Very nice cable designs internally. If you actually missed out on my unlocking speed video to unlock the speed on this, take a look at that. It will be on the channel. It'll only take you a couple of minutes to do. Again, you have full wraparound mud guards, so this goes right to the end. So even if it's raining, you will be kept dry as well. And of course the battery will be protected as well. So not really a major concern from a rain standpoint, but of course always be cautious when riding anything in the rain. Okay, well let's talk about the practicality of this. It has the speed, it has the huge battery, it kind of has a lot of things, but one thing you need to keep in mind is the weight. The back end is quite heavy because you have that huge battery plus that motor there. So if you have a back problem, you're probably going to struggle lifting the C94. Let's say you need to go up a step. So if you live in an apartment block and you need to carry this up a few flights of stairs, you of course will struggle. But one of the easiest things you can do in that situation is actually just remove the battery. So how you remove the battery is, well, first thing is turn off your bike, and then you need to basically get your saddle there. Take off your saddle, which takes you 2 seconds. And anyway, you have your key here, and then the battery comes out exactly like this. So this is the huge 48 volt 35 amp hour battery. Has a grab handle there. You of course have specs on the side there. Voltage 48 volt direct current, 54.6 at a full charge, 1680 watt hours on this. And of course the joys about this is you can also bring this into your house or your office or whatever the case is and charge it as well. So you don't need to always carry the bike, I guess you could say. And then popping this back in will only take you 2 minutes. So slide it down, make sure it clicks down safely, and that's it. Of course you might be saying, well, if you want to go up steps instead of lifting it, is it possible? Yes, you can try. So let's see what happens. So we have a kind of like a high step here. So let's go up it and see if I can lift the bike up. So yes, it is very possible. Plus actually one thing I forgot to mention is that if you're quite tall, so there's the maximum. So if you're really tall, this suits any height rider. So I hope you can see that on camera. Plus you can hire your saddle. So if you're very small or very tall, it ticks that box as well. Plus of course you can, if you want, you can actually fold the e-bike here. And so again, that's another bonus. I'm not going to fold it because my back is not really the best anymore. But you have that point there. Plus the frame is very small. And again, if you're using this for deliveries, you can mount in this area there because there's already 2 screw holes. You can actually, if you wanted, mount, for example, if you need to carry a bag, if you need your navigation here as well, if you need to carry any tools and accessories, you have 2 screw holes here. Plus at the front of it as well, you have 4 screw holes as well at the front if you want to mount something additional. To be honest, from a hill climb perspective, you won't have a problem with that. It is a 750 watt motor, plus you can use your legs there. It will kill hills, no problem at all. So let me just get open the website. By the way, this is officially linked below. Plus on top of that as well, I do have a discount code there to save you even more money. So just keep that in mind. So like what I said, it's a 750 watt brushless motor, fantastic torque, hill climbing, excellent range of between 150 to 200 kilometers range from that huge battery. Depends if you're using your feet, it depends on what mechanical gear you're on, it depends on what electronic gear you're on, so all these factors considered. But from a 35 amp hour battery, it's excellent. Top speed of 50 kilometers an hour. You have those 20 inch by 4 inch fat tires. You have the suspension there, maximum, check this out, this has a maximum payload of 180 kilogram rider. So let's say you weigh 100 kilos, you can carry another 80 kilos of cargo if you want. I mean, that is an absolute, that's just excellent to be honest for something like this. So let's talk about the value. So at the time of recording this video, this e-bike retails for around $1,600 to $1,700 and around similar prices in the EU. Of course, that is linked below. Is it worth the value? Absolutely. Yes, it is worth the value. And the reason why I say that is because you have a huge battery, a fantastic speed, suspension, comfort, Great safety features, huge 180mm disc rotors. I mean, what's not to love about this bike? Except if you are conscious about weight, skip the bike because it is 26 kilograms. But if everything else ticks the box, and if you're a delivery driver, this is one to definitely consider. It is linked below.